This is Plan Voodoo. I'm your host, Derek. Joining me as always, Alex.
Hi.
And again today, we have on Martin.
Hi, guys.
So, just to rehash, last week we did a rankings episode, ranking the remaining contestants based on who we think's basically going to win. So we're going to do that again. And just to rehash that list, last week, number 11, we had Gabler. 10, we had Ryan. 9, James. 8, Noel. 7, Owen. 6, Janine. 5, Cassidy. 4, Sammy. 3, Cody. 2, Carla. And 1, Jesse.
Oof. Rough episode. Rough couple weeks for Janine there.
Yeah, let's get to it. Janine voted out.
It's a bad stretch of luck, dude.
Yeah,
Really
3 episodes. She lost Ellie, and then she lost her idol, and then she lost her life in the game. I mean, yeah, it's almost like the edit was dunking on her at a certain point. It was bad.
She couldn't recover.
Yeah, no, she couldn't. We put her at 6 last week, which was a bad decision, mostly by me. But I thought she had the room to play with. And I thought her threat level was down at that point, and people were gonna be like, yeah, it's just Janine, let's just relax about her, but nope.
She's good at puzzles. She's
Yeah.
seen as a social threat still, unlike some of the people we have near the bottom of the rankings.
Cody really wanted her out, man, so.
Yeah, it seems like he decided it.
Oh, yeah. So, Martin, you have anything to say? You good job calling Dwight at 10 there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you put Dwight really low. You're like, let's get Dwight at 10, so. Yeah.
So, like, at any point, did it feel like the edit was kind of making Janine some sort of underdog story, or no?
Kind of, it seems
Because,
like
like,
she
that's
had a
kind
good
of felt
edit.
it for a little bit.
She had a decent edit last week. It was just after she lost her idol, it seemed like, oh man, maybe she has the room to play with now, but apparently not. Nope. So let's get into it, I guess.
Janine's the first member of the jury, which something to note, maybe.
Yeah, and I want to bring this up. I don't think she's going to vote for Sammy if he gets the end.
No, he talked about burning her twice and then burning her a third time.
Yeah, he doesn't have her vote. Cassie did vote for her though, or vote with her.
We'll talk about Cassidy's vote. We'll get to it.
Yeah. Cassie's going to go up in the rankings.
So number 10. I'm going to throw this out there. I know we've been saying Gabler's last.
Yeah, no, I don't want to say Gabler's last.
But I don't want to put Gabler last.
I don't either. I want to put him number 1. No, okay, that's too much. No.
I think there's only one person that really is last, and that's Ryan. It's Ryan.
Let me ask a question.
I agree with
Would he not be last if he caught 25 fish?
What?
He only caught like 22.
Is this a joke you're trying to make?
Yeah, he made it at tribal.
All right.
Well, it's the amount of time he spent fishing. He should have been there for like 5 hours.
No, 2 people this episode roasted his ass about fishing for too long. I think at this point, if he gets to the end, he won't win. I don't think people will vote for him. He hasn't made the good social connections yet. His whole game is like, hey, I'm just going to not talk to people and work around camp. It's not doing well for him.
The actual survival part, yes, but the social aspect of the game, no.
That's how you win off the social game. You don't win off of how much fish you can catch.
I don't think he knows that.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't because his game. He would have to change his game. So I would put him last.
He's aware of it too, because he's proudly saying he's fishing these 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, and I remember he was trying to organize the votes the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, it took 10, 15 minutes. Then I went into the ocean." And I was like, "What? 10, 15 minutes? You don't think people are gonna talk in the next 10?
You can't go fishing by yourself. If you're gonna do it, you have to bring everybody.
Oh man, I don't think you should go fishing ever if you're on before tribal council.
No.
I think it's unless you have immunity. Then you could be like, fuck it, you figure it out, I'll go fishing. But no, I would take him to the end if I was someone. I'd be like, hey, let's take Gabler and Ryan to the end. Can win,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What are you thinking? You can put Ryan at the bottom or no?
No, yeah, I'm in total agreement.
Cool.
He's pretty much cemented himself with his. I mean, he's not doing much, so
his only allies are the fish, as Sammy would say.
The spear.
Yeah. So Ryan has dropped down to 12 or 10. Wow, man, your team fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so number 9, it's Gabler. Okay, Gabler hasn't improved that much, but no.
I don't know.
All right, Martin. Where are you saying on this on the Gabler?
On where Gabler is, or who 9 would be?
Yes, either one.
Either one.
I want to hear Derek too because you had a weird face.
I'm torn.
Okay.
So we put Ryan 10, knowing, I guess, damn well that there's a decent chance that people will want to take him to the end. So he might still go far.
Sure.
Which is how I can also view Gabler. But at the same time, I just think they're building up this James narrative.
What? Of him being voted off next or soon?
Especially if it's, well, we know it's going to be 2 separate tribals.
Yeah, so I also want to say this about Ryan. Ryan seems to be a contingency vote for almost every tribal council, or the last few. He got 2 votes this one.
He's got a vote every single time.
Yeah, I think ever since Gia got voted off, I think he's gotten a vote. So, yeah, so it seems like, but at that point, like, might as well just take Ryan to the end. But besides that, so James,
I would pitch out James. I'm not hard set on it, but I just think that he's in a good spot. But this is the opportunity with 2 separate tribals that the middle of the pack is going to make a move on someone that's perceived to be at the top.
Yeah, this is good. Did you have anything to say, Martin?
I was leaning towards James. I was kind of trying to see how that felt between you guys because I feel like the past episode, maybe 2, it just hasn't looked good for him, I think.
So the last episode I don't think was actually bad for him. I think the episode before was worse.
Oh, this episode is bad.
You think so for James?
There's a part of the episode in the challenge where he's like, "Owen, you're safe."
Yeah, I mean he's acting like a butthead.
That's terrible. Why would you say that? To his head.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, I think the biggest problem with him is I think Jesse is going to try to axe him.
He's too comfortable.
And he's too comfortable with, and especially with everyone knowing that he has the knowledge is power. So I think Jesse, now that he has 2 idols, kind of, we don't know what that whole Cody thing is with the idol, but I don't see Jesse wanting to keep him around. Do you?
No.
So yeah, I think I'm okay with putting James at 9. It's another one of your players.
I've given up on that, but yeah.
Yeah, I this is off topic, but Cody's your last hope, basically, I feel like.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think you'd have to bank all your cards on Cody at this point, which could still happen.
I think Cody's a pretty safe bet at the moment. Like, Cody, Jesse, and I think Carla
Sammy.
are like the really, and I guess Sammy.
We'll get there, but yes, quick comment. Alex's players have
just
far exceeded my players
messed
that I
you
picked
guys
this season.
up, dude. But yeah, James, they seem like they have been building up to a vote off of him. However, he did get to choose, like, he kind of ran this vote into Jadine's direction, along with Cody, it seemed like.
Yeah. Honestly, it really depends how those 2 tribes of 5 are split.
He also didn't have a confessional on his birthday, so that doesn't look good, ever.
Yeah, we bring that up every episode.
Because it's true, he didn't have a confessional on his birthday.
So it was shown in the preview for this upcoming episode where Noelle wants to kind of make a move and use her steal a vote.
She says it every episode, dude.
Yeah, but in the preview, it shows her and Carla talking about it. And Carla and James have kind of been that duo from Coco, like pre-merge and like right now. So like, does Carla tell James, and that's where the knowledge is power come into play?
I don't know how strong Carla and James' relationship is. They haven't been showing it a lot.
They showed it a bit this episode.
Did they? Mm-hmm. I remember they showed her and Sammy talk in the last 2 episodes. I think her and Jesse are pretty close.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I think, we'll get to it, but once the James vote happens, that Jesse and Carla will get even closer.
I think they're going to have to take each other out eventually, though. That's the other thing. Is you can't neither one wants to take the other to the end. But we'll get there. So can we consensusly say James is 9 now?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. James dropped hard, man. We had him at 5 or 4 earlier in the rankings.
We had him 5, yeah.
And he dropped all down to possibly the next person voted off.
One of the players who might be next has written his name down a few times. And that is Owen.
Another one of your guys. You're going to put Owen down? Wow, Gabler has jumped up.
Or actually, no, I put Gabler.
Okay, yeah. I was about to be like, geez, dude. You gotta just every person, Gabler's gonna go. Gabler's gonna go. Keep
No,
putting
I
Gabler at the
definitely
top.
put Gabler here.
Yeah, Gabler actually had a good episode. He's actually had a string of since the merge. He's actually had a couple good episodes here and there. He had the whole "I'm dedicating every minute of my life to another person"
Idaho,
episode.
Alaska.
Yeah, and then he had like a.
He's been quiet, but I think that's good for him though.
Yeah, I think he has no power in the game. Like no one's following Gabler in a battle, so he's kind of had that luxury of just can kind of float, go with the flow, and go where he wants.
I feel like he's gonna get erratic with 5 people.
Yeah, probably. But I think it was actually he was in on the votes this time, right?
Yeah.
Him and Owen both were,
Everybody was.
except for Cassidy.
Cassidy was only.
I think she was, but we'll get to it.
Okay, yeah. You think everyone was?
I think everyone was.
Because I was curious if they weren't gonna tell Gabler and Owen, and I was curious if Sam was like, "Hey, it's gonna be Janine tonight," and he told them. Because I feel like that would be a good move by Sam to be like, hey.
There's still a shot in the dark chance, which that's mainly the reason why.
What? That they...
I think Cassidy's vote. Also maybe a little vindictive because they, in the past, Cassidy told Gio and Ryan about the Lindsay vote, and then Gio still voted Cassidy, so you know.
Yeah.
Little payback.
We'll get to that. They haven't used a shot in the dark at all this season.
I keep forgetting
really
about it.
isn't talked about.
No one's... I think everyone's kind of done with it.
Yeah.
I think Survivor should just retire it. Same with Knowledge is Power.
Yes.
Let's get James out so the Knowledge of Power is gone too. They'll probably try to bring it back in and be like, please, someone play this incorrectly again. But yeah, so Gabler has 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
So we have Ryan, James, and Gabler.
And then I'm gonna guess the next one's Owen, or you want to put Noel?
I'd put Owen.
Owen. I feel like either one. I'm cool with putting either one top or bottom on that. Maybe Noelle is a little bit higher because she has an advantage, but that's also a detriment too.
It's just that Owen's, I mean, from what we've seen, other than Janine, he was going to be the next one to go this episode. If he did not win immunity, it seemed like, and more than likely would have, considering the outcome. I don't know if he's made any grounds with the other contestants if they'd want to work with him. This could be a time with 2 separate tribals where he can make a move and maybe put his foot in the door and
maybe.
You know, but
I don't see him going next. I don't see him going on either one. I think James is gonna go. Do you have an idea of who you
we'll
think?
get to it.
Yeah, okay. What about you? What are you feeling about Owen and Noelle? Because I feel like they're gonna be next to each other, right?
Yeah, do we want to tier it as well? Do you think the bottom 3, do you think like Owen and Noelle are a tier above these 3?
How I would put it is the bottom tier would be Gabler, Ryan, and James.
In their own tier?
Yeah, bottom tier. And then I would put the middle tier as Noelle, Owen, Cassie, and Sammy.
Okay,
As the middle tier.
All right, we can get to
Okay.
I just wanted to see if Owen and Noelle were in separate tiers.
Yeah, I don't see them losing the game. Like it's definitely not like there's no chance they can win.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't.
They're not like the next one's out.
I could see the next one's out. To be honest, I could see it like really kind of like just like a boring kind of vote off. Because usually when they do the double tribal councils, one is like a crazy vote off, and the other one's kind of like it's just a boring vote off. So I think James is gonna be the crazy vote off, and then you could see Noelle getting voted off next or something like that. But it's not like they don't have like the edit where it's like no chance they're gonna win. The edit's just like they're really not that important kind of thing. Like they're not gonna win, but they're in a decent spot in the game.
Owen got his backstory this episode,
He did get a backstory, yeah.
which I don't think he's had. Did he?
I don't think he has.
He's getting more and more every week.
Yeah, it seems like it. I think it's just because he's on the bottom right now, and I think he's gonna go soon. I just don't think it's gonna be the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're kind of trying to pit this like Owen James rivalry that just popped up suddenly.
It seems like more than likely at least one of them would go next episode.
Yeah, and it's weird because they went to that island together with
They did.
Noelle. Yeah, really didn't become friends there.
Well,
They didn't take the time to learn about each other.
I think it was fine. I think on James's front, he was fine until he saw his name back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
Back-to-back votes.
It does something to you, man. It does something psychologically to you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what Owen says, that like the previous like couple tribals, he's been on the wrong side of it.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it does get to you.
Yeah. But yeah.
So then, number 6. I think we're all in agreement. Noelle.
Yeah, sure. We'll put them all there.
She's in a weird spot. A few episodes ago, her closest ally, Dwight, was voted out. This episode pretty much was on the right side of the votes, was listening to everybody.
Yeah.
Just went with it. Still, is there still a vote?
Have you seen her Instagram post?
No.
Where it showed her holding up the thing, and Jeff made a quote where if one leg gets tired, use the other one. And she quoted it, and she's like, "Thanks, Jeff."
I did see something. I think Owen tweeted it before the episode happened, saying, like during practice, Noelle's her ball like dropped and hit him in the crotch.
Oh, really? Jeez.
During practice?
Yeah, they get to practice a
Oh,
bit.
they practice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know they.
I thought it was just like,
yeah, just go.
do it.
Speaking
Figure
of
it
that
out.
challenge, I mean, I know we're talking about Noelle, but that typically the challenges are more balance based. This one definitely was more strength based. It favored men because those pulls are not.
Probably not. Also, like I like the well, it's a little chronological in the episode, but like I like the part where they were talking about all the food they want to eat,
Yeah.
and like it was like old fashioned Survivor kind of like, hey, I'm really hungry. You know, they didn't focus on an advantage this time. But it seemed like a lot of people were like, oh, it was leading up to like, oh, it was gonna be burgers or something like, hey, sit out for some burgers.
No.
I didn't get that. I thought it was gonna be the rice, but it would have been nice to see Jeff be like, hey, here's some chicken wings or burgers or steaks, something like that. You could sit out and enjoy this medley of food, or you can compete. But no.
They just didn't have the right castaway. I mean, you really met Jeff demands of 5 people sitting out. Like, if it was Angelina,
Yeah, Angelina would have got that shit down to like 3. But yeah, I don't. Well, would you sit out or would you compete?
I'll throw it back to you. What's the benefit of sitting out in your mind?
Okay, well, for the rice or for like burgers. Burgers,
No,
I'm sitting out.
just sitting out for food for the tribe.
If you're in the majority alliance, it looks like you give out the outward appearance that you trust the people you're with, so that could be a benefit. And I mean, having food it always helps because it like helps your brain work and everything better and function. I think it's more of the trust factor where you show, hey, feel like I'm good in this alliance and I trust you guys. I'm gonna sit out. I think that's why Sammy was the one that was like, hey, I trust you guys. We'll sit out. I think everyone on the bottom pretty much did not. Right?
Mm-hmm. No one.
So like,
and the big competitors.
So like those 5 that sat out were the ones you guys kind of expected to sit out.
If I knew beforehand, yeah, I would have.
Yeah.
So
maybe not Sammy, but the others. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Carlo. Her fingers all messed up, and then Jesse's hand is swollen, I guess, or something. I don't know what happened. Do you remember that happening?
They haven't showed it, but he said it. Yeah.
And then like James sat out because he's in that alliance, and then Cassie, another person in that alliance. I don't think Cassie thinks she was going to win that. That's another thing. It's like, do you think you're going to win this challenge? In a way, like
That I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
I have no experience.
Yeah, I mean, but like that's another thing where I would be like, oh, I'm not going to win this.
The competitor in me though wants to compete every time, so I'd probably compete.
The human in me wants to eat. So, yeah, I would probably sit out. Sorry. What about you, Martin? You gonna sit out?
I mean, it just comes down to like how I feel in the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you're in that majority and you're like, okay, I'm pretty safe, whether it's that or you got some sort of advantage, sit out. And I would take into that challenge too, because if I see I can't win it, conserve your energy or whatever you have, I guess.
Yeah.
But like you said with the burgers, I think Survivor. I know you're trying to make it more tough on the castaways, make it more grueling because it's only 26 days, not let them eat. But if you're gonna force them not to compete in challenges, tempt them.
Yeah.
Offer them burgers.
Yeah, and then no one would get rice, and then those burgers would go right through them, and they'd be even worse after. So yeah, get the burgers going. Come on, fire up the grill. Come on.
Having the contestants, instead of foregoing the challenge at all but dropping during the challenge, I guess says something more to me and probably would signify more to the other contestants. Oh, they feel comfortable or something.
Oh, like when they're like where Jeff brings out like the chicken wings or
Yes.
like the peanut butter. He's like, hey guys, here's some peanut butter. You want to drop? And then people just drop. Yeah, I would love that.
Yes.
They need to bring that back too.
Mm-hmm.
Survivor used to be a lot of fun.
Now they just don't feed them.
Yeah, now they're just like, hey,
Well,
start.
the thing is, you have Ryan getting you like 25 fish.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, it's
Something
a
like
lot.
20,
You're-
22,
you're
21,
being fed.
21. But yeah, we'll move on. I think we're at 5 now.
Yep, the last of this tier, the top of the tier.
Yeah, who you want to put at 5?
Cassidy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll play Kate. We'll put Cassie there, even though she's probably going to win the season.
We'll see. I mean,
Her edit's getting good.
we're
She had 2 confessionals.
if we're predicting that James goes home next episode, then her spot in the game is kind of fluid at that point. So I'd have to see how she plays it.
Also, if James gets voted off next, her edit gets really good because she told James, you're an idiot for bringing all these big guys to the end. She's like, I don't know if this is a good strategy. We'll find out. I'm very excited. But yeah, we'll put Cassie there for now, even though she's going to win. And then after the next person.
Any other notes on Cassidy?
Her edit's not strong at it, but it's still there. Okay.
Yeah, she's partaking in some votes.
Yeah. No, we should probably get into. She voted for Ryan this time.
She did.
But she's had that grudge with Ryan too.
Yeah, I guess, but still, it doesn't look good to be outside the vote. I guess. At least when I watched it, I was like, did she vote just basically off principle, or was it kind of like she was out of the loop in a way?
I think it's a combination of things. I don't think she was out of the loop. I think things that played a factor had to be the shot in the dark. Obviously, they don't know if Janine's going to play it. If she does, and if she's safe, you need that extra vote somewhere. Maybe they should have had 2 votes instead of 1, but who knows?
Well, they had 2 votes. They had one on.
Well, they didn't know that
yeah.
Janine wouldn't have had her vote in that instance.
Yeah.
And then, like Martin just said, her grudge against Ryan, going back to the Coco tribe and the turbulence we saw between Gio and Ryan and the rest of the group on that Lindsay vote. And then lastly, maybe she just wants his name out there because she wants him to go next.
It's already out there, man.
Yeah.
It's been out there for a while.
It just puts another target.
I guess. It's crazy how... I want to go back to Ryan.
Also,
that fascinates me.
Also, I guess part of why maybe Ryan instead of someone else. Cassidy, I think, and Carla made it a point they wanted a male gone this episode
Yeah,
rather than a female.
maybe.
That mainly came from Cassidy.
Yeah, I think Carla feels pretty solid in her spot.
Because now we only have, it's 3 to 7.
Yeah, but I don't see an all-males alliance happening anytime soon.
I could see it, but no.
No, I don't. I want to go back to Ryan. This guy, he just got walloped on the Coco tribe where he thought he was in power, and then they bring him down to reality, and then he's been on. Everyone's voting for him. It seems like he's always a contingency vote. Yeah, he still thinks he's running the game. He's fascinating. But yeah, we'll move to number 4, I guess. Sorry, Ryan. Who are you gonna go with? Number 4. You gonna go with my boy, the Southwest kid?
Yeah, the young kid.
19. He
Not old enough to drink, even though
Yeah.
he says he is.
Yeah, he brought up that he's 19 again. I almost forgot that he was not 19.
Did he bring it up yet?
Yeah, he brought it up again. I'm setting myself up as a first 19-year-old to win. He always does this with his hands. Always, yeah, everyone knows what I'm talking about, okay? You can't see it, but you know I'm doing this. He always does this with his hands. Yeah, he's I wish he would have gotten his way this episode.
He tried to make a move, unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Was Ryan the right target for this move if he's going to?
Depends. If you want to keep the game stable, yeah. If you want like mass chaos, no, you go after like Jesse or Cody.
Well, like from what I remember, his saying was like he wants to pick off a little bit of that 7.
Yeah.
And I guess Ryan would be the lowest of that 7. So it would be kind of picking off the group, but also not making too big of a splash because like he's in the group too.
Yeah, he wants to keep some stability in the game there. And I think Ryan has enough like people that would go against him. Like, because I think if you try to pitch going against Jesse, I think you're not going to get the amount of support as you would against Ryan. You know, and it looks like he actually has a good relationship with Jesse.
Mhm.
He had that one scene where he's talking to Noel. He's like, "I'll talk to Jesse real quick." He's like, "Jesse," and he's tight with Carla. I think him and James are decent. Him and Cody. Cody was really surprised he voted with him. They seem like, I think he's. Well, it looks like he's talking to almost everyone this episode, so that should be good for him if he gets to the finals. However, Janine's not going to vote for him.
No.
He broke her heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still like Sammy a lot. Just wish he would have pulled off the move today. But we'll see.
Does the way that it was edited kind of not put him in a bad light for you, but like there's a lot of the edit where it's like he's talking about making this big move, and then like it never happens, or like it never comes to fruition. It's like just him talking, but it never happens.
Yeah, no, I mean, it honestly does. It doesn't look good, in my opinion. What do you think?
It shows the strength that core 7 has.
I think it is indicative of how much control Cody has in the vote. Seems like, because Cody was like, "No, I don't want to vote off Ryan. I want to vote off Janine." And then James kind of never seemed really solid with voting off Ryan. But Jesse and Carla were interested in it. However, they seem to be kind of like not playing too aggressive at this point, which is a pretty good move by them because they're not like leaders, it seems like. But in the edit, they clearly are. The votes are kind of going around what they want. I don't know. He did have a good winner's quote. So we'll find out. He had that whole "good players survive, the great players thrive" quote.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one.
That is a good one. If he wins, they're going to play that in the reunion show. So
if they have,
they're not going to have one. It's going to
be a live one again.
Yeah, or whatever that was. Not live though. The one after the Tribal Council.
Yeah. That's what
the old reunion. Bring back the reunion show, Survivor. Come on, stop being cheap. God, they're so cheap now.
Well, it just feels bad because like two people just lost,
and it's like, hey, how do you feel losing the game? And it's like, I'm pretty fucking devastated, Jeff.
Just a quick recap of our rankings so far. We have Ryan at 10, James at 9, Gabler at 8, Owen at 7, Noel at 6, Cassidy at 5, and Sammy at 4. Pretty in line with what we've had week to week, other than Gabler's move up.
Yeah. So we'll go.
Our top 3 stayed consistent as well.
Yeah,
every episode.
I'm willing to change it.
Well, it stayed the top 3 in whatever order it's been the top 3.
I'm willing to change it this week.
Who are you changing this week?
I think Carla's going to drop to 3. Carla every week is just kind of dropping.
It's been quiet.
She's becoming less and less, I think, dominant, which could be a good or bad thing, but it's showing that she's not controlling the game as much as we thought she was. I put her at 3. Does anyone like super again, or does anyone want to fight?
You wanted to put her at 3 last week.
Yeah, and I did last week because I just didn't have a good feeling, and now I'm pretty confident in that feeling that I think she's 3, and I think the 2 Vesey boys are 1 and 2.
I have a question.
Sure.
So last week you said you saw a scenario where Cody could be like one of the next 4 to go. Has anything changed on that front?
This is I could no, hasn't. But I could still see Carla go. Well, next 4, that would be final 6.
Well, next 3 because you said it last week. So
okay. I could see Carla going in the next 3. I could see her going 6th or 7th.
Especially if a double tribal where it's a smaller group.
I don't think she's gonna get next episode. That would be really surprising for me. The episode after, or maybe the one after that, potentially, yeah, I could see Carla going. I could see Cody going then too. For right now, I don't see Jesse going. I think Jesse's the most solid in the game, and I feel like Sammy could go at any moment. Every episode, I get nervous because I'm like, dude, Sammy might overplay and just go. But yeah, I would put Carla at number 3 for power ranking.
Yeah, I mean, considering Jesse and Cody are closely aligned, and we perceive them as 2 of the best players remaining in the game.
And Cody's getting his way when he's trying to get people out. He's getting his way.
I'm agree.
Yeah.
I'll put Carla 3.
Martin?
Carla 3.
Carla 3. Oh, Congratulations, Carly, you're dropping.
Back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
And 2.
Cody, I would say. Yeah, I would say Cody
so-
2, and then Jesse 1.
So Cody,
Oh, you haven't?
we should talk about Cody before we get to Jesse.
Sure. I love when he starts off the episode with his confessional. It's always a good episode when he's like, "Hey, this is what happened at tribal council. My girlfriend dumped me, and there's no beer in the fridge." Confessional. That's how a good Survivor episode starts, with Cody talking.
I'm sure the producers love him.
Well, I think he's kind of getting a little bit more and more boring as the episode's gone. Because remember, he was jumping off rocks and stuff. Now I think he's really
Probably
hungry.
has to do with the appetite.
Yeah, I think he's really hungry.
Yeah.
So the old Cody would have loved a burrito wrapped in pizza. This new this new Cody, he's like, I don't know about that.
So Cody's in a good spot. He's working with Jesse, who we perceive as the best player moving forward.
And he kind of has an idol.
Kind of has an idol.
I mean, I imagine he's gonna ask for it back.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, is like, if Jesse's like, no, I'm good, then that motherfucker's gonna go right up to James and be like, get that idol for me.
I mean, he would lose a vote. Jesse would, in that sense.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, yeah, you just can't, because then he would just tell everyone, like, hey, Jesse's got my idol. Let's just throw everything we have at Jesse. So
far, what we've seen from Cody, it appears like you mentioned in the last few episodes, that Carla and Jesse are wanting to lay low more and just go with the flow. And since, I guess, Cody's kind of dictated who he wants to go specifically.
yeah, but the other thing with that is he's not coming off as like a dictator. It doesn't look like he's the mastermind of this stuff. It just kind of looks like he puts out his opinion and people are kind of
And like he makes it make sense for them too. So like where he's like, sometimes it's just a simple vote, and that's what he did with Janine. This episode is like, it doesn't have to be this big, surprise. It's like sometimes it's just a simple vote.
Yeah, and I think that was a good strategy for him, especially after last week. Where last week, maybe not in the edit wise, but in the game wise, that was a bigger vote, getting off on their own in Dwight. So I think being more chill this episode and being like, hey, let's just get Janine out. I think that's a good move by him. And he doesn't look like he's controlling the game.
Are either of you concerned that back-to-back challenges now, he's shown that he's a physical threat to win immunity any week?
People knew that going in.
Yeah, I feel like that wouldn't be a surprise.
It was
to everyone there.
Yeah, he was in the hero roles for most of the stuff. If anything, I think Sammy's playing the stuff the best, where he hasn't really been put into a position where it looks like he can dominate these challenges, because I don't think he's really been competing.
He hasn't played.
Has there been anyone really?
He didn't do this challenge, and the first challenge, Noel, they didn't make it out of the first leg.
Yeah, and there was another challenge before that, right? Oh no, it was the team challenge. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like he really hasn't had to be put into an immunity challenge to heighten his threat level. So,
But like, has there been anyone that really comes off as a challenge threat?
fucking Gabler.
Cody Gabler.
Okay.
Like Cody Gabler and Owen they've all been top 4.
Gabler's won 2, right? He's won 2 immunities.
No,
He's won 1. There's only been
Okay, yeah, he's won 1.
Gabler has 1 and Owen has 1.
And then he went pretty decently in this one.
He got 3rd or 4th.
Did he get? Who was it? It was Ryan.
Well,
Cody.
Ryan was third.
Yeah. Okay, he got 4th.
Owen, Cody, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gabler's a beast, man.
So is Owen.
He's all right.
He's
on
got Gabler
Gabler.
first. It's
He got it from the team challenge, which Gabler held.
well, that's the one that Gabler got.
Gabler had
first.
to drag him through that challenge, dude.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I would be a little worried about. I know there's the perceived physical threat.
It looks like Cassie's going to
People
want
might
to
be
him.
worried that Cody could maybe win his way to the end, which I would be. He definitely has the physique, the body strength.
But this thing is, you got at this point you can target some of them, but like Cody wouldn't be your main. I mean, Sammy and James are still in the game.
Agreed. I'm just more so not like immediately, but after next vote, there's only going to be 8 people left, so it's getting down close to it.
We'll see. I think you still, like, if you're Sammy or even, I don't know what the hell Ryan's thinking, but you're still going to want to have, like, these meat shields around in a way.
Which brings me to our number 1 player, Jesse.
Sure.
Who's using Cody as a shield.
Yeah, kind of. Seems like. I think, yeah.
Perceived shield.
Yeah, I think he still really likes Cody. I don't think he's just using him for his body.
Of course. Yes, of course. Yeah.
But I think Jesse's overall playing the best game by far.
And the big kind of reveal when the episode starts is that he has Janine's idol.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was wrong.
We were both wrong.
Yeah, because I thought they were saying that he took the idol home.
Well, also, I think after every episode, Entertainment Weekly does like a interview with the person just voted out, and even Dwight played up that he still had it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
He publicly like went out and was like, "Yeah, I had it." And it's off the show.
I'm
Rose was like, "You have it. You say you have it."
I'm upset at Survivor. This could have been played up a bit like how Sarah in Game Changers took Sierra's legacy advantage.
Yeah.
To where she's like, "Hey, if I get voted out, I'm gonna give this to you." And Dwight giving him the idol gives Jesse more reason to vote him out that tribal. We didn't have that information.
Looking back, you know what? I wish, in all honesty, I wish they didn't even mention it until like 2 episodes down the line, and then Jesse be like, "Oh, I actually do have Janine's idol," and Dwight gave it to me, and like they do a flashback from like 3 episodes ago, and you're like, "Oh my god!" That would be like a crazy reveal.
I'm already picturing, similar to last season with Marianne, Final Tribal, one of the few advantages that other people don't talk about, where Jesse reveals that he has
Janine's
the idol from Janine.
Oh, that would be beast. This is the other thing. I don't see Jesse playing an idol too. I can't imagine Jesse standing up and be like, "Jeff, he doesn't look like that kind of guy. He's not like a Tony Vlachos, you know."
If
Cody would.
He would. I think he'd play it for Cody, but only if there's like, if it was Jesse's idol and his idol only, and Cody's wasn't there. Cody's idol was
maybe.
And there like one point at the game where like all idols have to be played by this
by 5.
Is it 5 or 4?
It should be 6. Should be 6.
Should be
I think
6.
it's 5.
It's 5, yeah.
It's like maybe at 5 where it's like after this it's worthless.
But like he said, if he doesn't feel like he's gonna go and he has Janine's idol, that would be like a really cool prop to have at Final Travel. Be like, "Look, Janine, I have your idol." No.
And guess who's not there to tell everyone that he gave Janine's idol to him? Dwight.
Yeah.
Dwight's not part of the jury.
But he could still say like, "Yeah, Dwight gave me your idol.
Yeah.
Oh, he trusts me more than you." Yeah. So, that's a good idea. Bring a little prop there, like Dean.
So yeah, Dean did it too, and it made his Final Tribal look great.
Yeah, but he still didn't win.
No.
Spoiler. But yeah.
But yeah, just to recap our rankings. So we had Ryan 10, James 9, we had Gabriel 8, 7 was Noel.
No, 7
was Owen.
6 was Noel.
6 was Noel.
5 was
Cassidy. 4 Sammy. 3 Carla. Surprise. 2 Cody. And 1 Jesse.
Carla dropped, man. I think that's a hot take right there. I think people still put Carla pretty high.
Well, she had a really great pre-merge.
Really good.
Yeah, really good.
I
guess just to merge.
I think Jesse was the opposite. Jesse had like an iffy kind of like pre-merge, but then since the merge, he's really kind of isolated himself and got people around him. So, you guys have anything else to say about the last episode?
No, I think I said my piece.
Yeah, I think the power rankings are pretty good.
I'm looking forward to what we have to say about who goes next.
Yeah, go ahead.
Stay tuned for that.
Yep.
That episode will be releasing after this episode. Make sure to have your post notifications on YouTube or on Twitter, wherever you receive our content. We're also on Spotify. Make sure to follow us on Twitter @PlanVoodooPod. This is Plan Voodoo, where split vote is not safe.